Man don't work, man don't eat. Something my father would say to me all the time. You have to be willing and able and just go out there, earn it, get it. Whatever means is something completely different, but there is a lot to be said about a hard day's work, and particularly what you can get back for a hard day's work. And well, this right here, it pisses me off in the most stunningly amazing way, because this is what the welfare state is built on. I mean, like, everyone would say, "Oh, well, we only have welfare for the rich." No, no, no. Trust me, this has been like, I hate when they do that. I hate when they sit there and break it down, like, "Oh, well, we only have welfare for the rich." No, 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 no. There's a reason why America, and those who sit around all day can afford, $1,000 phones and the like. We got this coming to us from NPR. Bitter taste for coffee shop owner as new $600 jobless benefit drove her to close. This is written by Scott Horsley. Now, the way it's set up in many states is that if you are claiming unemployment, you get an extra $600 a week in benefits, an extra on top of your unemployment, which is usually about 65 to 70% of your paycheck. You're getting an extra $600 a week to be unemployed, which comes out to $2,400 a month, which is more than many people make, thusly incentivizing not going to work. This has been one of the greatest overreaches in American history. This is going to come back and bite us in the ass so hard into like 2020, 2023, when that inflation starts to kick in and oh my goodness. But let's read this. $600 per week. That's what the federal government is now offering to people who've lost their jobs because of the COVID. Now, many workers and employees, that money is a godsend, a way to keep food on the table while also cutting payroll costs. But the extra money can create some awkward situations. Some businesses that want to keep their doors open say it's hard to do so when employees can make more money by staying home, which is empathetic, because it is the more lucrative deal. I am someone who's still employed. My employers have gone through the PPP, and I gotta say, I just got finished. I just got off of a shift, a really quick shift, and my boss is lucky she don't walk in tomorrow with a big shit on her desk. Like, I'm not kidding. Sit there, take a big doodle on her desk. Like, yeah, this is my resignation because I can go make more money. Yeah, coronavirus made me do it. I'm joking, of course, because I like my job. But what I'm saying is just that an extra 2,400 word. Like, that's not no money, okay? That's not no money when you got no money. Can you dig it now? To Dame Dash, that's absolutely nothing. But to, check to check Americans, that's a good amount of money. It makes it far more lucrative to be at home. And unfortunately, that is not attainable. That is not something that's sustainable. It's very attainable. We've just done it, but we've sat here and we've shot the economy in the foot for it down the line. I'm telling you, we won't feel it immediately, but this shit's coming. We basically have the situation where it would be a logical choice for a lot of people to be unemployed, said Sky Maretta, who opened a coffee shop along with her husband Jeff last year in Harlan, Kentucky. Harlan from Justified? Oh man, like, is he out there? Is Timothy Oliphant just running around Harlan, Kentucky right now? Justified was a good show. I like Justified. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that. Timothy Oliphant was the man. There's a whole lot of what do you call that girl? Was it he called a niglet or something like that? I don't know. I mean, fucking like, yeah, come on, yeah, you out here with your little niglet. Their goal was to provide good coffee, good internet service, and some opportunity in a community that has been starved of all three. We're very committed to helping to transform the downtown and main streets in eastern Kentucky, Marietta said. When the couple advertised for workers, nearly 100 people applied for just a handful of openings. Now I'm thinking about the show Justified because the woman had like this apple flavored moonshine, and I don't know why, but I wonder what that tastes like. Either ways, the shop had been up and running for only a few months when the coronavirus hit. Marietta adopted precautions, instructing her workers to wash their hands frequently and disinfecting the door handle. Eventually, she stopped letting customers come into the shop, delivering orders to the curb instead, but Marietta was determined to stay open. The number one people that we're serving right now are healthcare workers. Okay, I get it. She said, I feel like they don't have a lot of options and they certainly deserve at least some coffee in this, right? True. But even though she had customers, Marietta reluctantly decided to close the coffee shop just over a week ago. The very people we hired have now asked us to be laid off, Marietta wrote in a blog post. Not because they did not like their jobs or because they did not want to work, but because it would cost them literally hundreds of dollars per week to be employed. With the federal government now offering $600 a week on top of the state unemployment benefits, she recognized her former employees could make more money staying home than they did on the job. You also have to think the benefit of not having to go to work, especially during a pandemic, Marietta said in an interview with NPR. It's not that we don't wish that we could pay our employees at that level all the time. You're always wanting to pay your staff the best you possibly can, but to be put in a position where you can't compete with them being at home unemployed, it's really tricky. It's a really difficult situation to be in. Some Republican lawmakers warned about the unintended consequence of the relief bill when it was being drafted, noting that $600 a week amounts to $15 an hour, more than twice the federal minimum wage. That in addition to state unemployment benefits, which vary widely from a maximum of $235 per week in Mississippi to $795 per week in Massachusetts. Dang, Boston. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said the administration opted to provide a uniform federal unemployment benefit in order to get money out of the door quickly. As it is, states have struggled to pay the benefit to the millions of newly unemployed people who are applying every week. Many employers have welcomed the federal benefits, knowing workers have an additional lifeline from the government makes even painful layoffs a little bit easier. Cincinnati Mayor John Cranley highlighted the federal payout during an emotional news conference last month, during which he furloughed 1,700 city employees. Okay, and that's the thing about like the local governments give absolutely no shits about budgets or anything like that because they know that the state will come in and back them up, and the state knows that the federal government will come in and back them up, and so it's like. Oh my goodness. It's everybody borrowing on everybody else's dime. It's amazing. We are taking these dramatic steps now while the federal government is providing these dollars because it will give us the resources we need to bring you back, Cranley said. Some employers, like the auto industry, have always relied on unemployment benefits as a kind of taxpayer subsidy for workers during slow periods. I find that interesting because the taxpayer, it's not a taxpayer subsidy when the taxpayer themselves pays into the unemployment. Make no mistake about it. That's one of the reasons I ever took unemployment, was because I knew that I'd paid into it via my taxes before. I despise the welfare state. I really do. But in her Kentucky coffee shop, Marietta wasn't looking for someone to cover the cost of idling her employees. She wanted them to keep working. Unfortunately, she says the $10 to $15 an hour they make serving coffee is no match for the new jobless benefits. So who's making 10 and who's making 15? If people making 10 should be like, wait, what? We mean 10 to 15. So there's 15 on the table? We have these lovely baristas, Marietta said. They're hardworking individuals, but literally this is the best possible pay of their lives they could possibly get to be unemployed. She worries about what will happen to these workers when the federal unemployment benefits run out at the end of July. Maybe by then she'll be able to reopen. All right, fingers crossed for her, and more than likely she will be able to. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not out in Harlan, but I mean, it seemed like a interesting enough place via Justified. Anyways, guys, this is really just exists because I made up the joke about shitting on my boss's chest, not chest, on my boss's desk, and so. I was like, yeah, make a video out of it. I saw this floating around last week. So all the internet stuff. If you like the toss it, like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments. Would you rather, are you unemployed? Would you rather be unemployed and making an extra $2,400 a month, even though it's not going to be there for a very long time, but it's a short amount. It's a short, like if you happen to stay unemployed the entire 4 months, that's like a $10,000 come up. Like, it's straight up, like it's a $10,000 come up. Like for 4 months and not doing shit. I'm just saying. Either ways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and until the next one.